Hi, if I were asked what food is the healthiest, I would not hesitate to answer, nuts, of course. And what is the healthiest nut? Definitely, walnuts, because walnuts contain so many vitamins and microelements that many consider them to be a panacea for many diseases. What's more, a number of studies indicate that walnuts resist the development of cancer. Walnuts contain large amounts of protein, unsaturated fatty acids useful for the brain, heart, and nervous system, B vitamins, vitamins A, C, E, K, and PP. The green fruits of this plant contain 10 times more vitamin C than lemon, minerals, Mg, Zn, I, K, P, F, Na, valuable essential oils, nutritious fiber, healing tannins. The benefits of walnuts are actually really a lot. In this video, I will tell you about what walnuts do to our bodies. Friends, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and do not miss my novelties. A group of scientists from the University of California did a very interesting experiment. They fed walnuts to rodents. The subjects consumed walnuts daily for 2 weeks. The surprising result of this study was that those test rats who had cancer, showed a significant slowing of the rate of its development. Thus, walnuts are not only a prophylactic of cancer but in some cases can even contribute to its treatment. Of course, we should not claim that walnuts alone can cure serious cancer, but nevertheless, as a great way to prevent walnuts, eating walnuts is really worth it. The next huge benefit of walnuts is their ability to prevent cardiovascular disease. It has long been observed that those nations, those countries, those people whose diets walnuts in their diet have a much smaller percentage of heart attacks and strokes. Therefore, cardiologists definitely recommend eating walnuts every day. The fact is that walnuts are rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids such as omega-3 and omega-6. But, most interestingly, the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in walnuts is the best of all the nuts. Nutritionists recommend that for every gram of omega-3, no more than 4 grams of omega-6. The problem is that omega-3 and omega-6 can act as antagonists, that is, inhibit each other's actions. Thus, omega-3 contributes to improving the lipid profile, that is, reducing the development of cholesterol plaques as a consequence of heart attack and stroke. But at the same time, omega-6 acts as an antagonist and can block this beneficial effect. That is why there should not be too many omega-6s in the diet. So, walnuts have an ideal ratio of 4:1. This is not the case with many other nuts, because, for example, in popular nuts such as hazelnuts or pistachios, for example, this ratio is not as good. Walnuts have a special effect on the lining of our blood vessels because they prevent the development of diabetes. What's more, even if people already have diabetes and blood sugar levels are a very pressing issue for them, the consumption of 2 grams of walnuts a day can reduce blood sugar. Say also about the chemical composition, that is, the micronutrients that are contained in walnuts. They are very rich in various vitamins, vitamin C, B1, B2, and carotene. Also in the walnut is a lot of protein, and its amino acid composition is very good in its quality and variety. It is not inferior to even meat protein. Moreover, the walnut contains such an enzyme as lysine. Thanks to lysine, this very protein is easier to digest. It's also rich in iron, which is very good for our immune system and helps to fight anemia and anemia. Moreover, there are good reserves of zinc and iodine, and this will provide benefits for our skin, hair, nails, and thyroid gland. It's also good for the heart, not only because of omega-3 but also because it has substances like potassium and magnesium, and those are the 2 main minerals for our cardiovascular system. And the famous antioxidant vitamin E or tocopherol is there. The effect of walnuts on our digestive system. Scientists from Pennsylvania State University conducted one very revealing experiment. They gathered 2 groups of subjects, one of whom ate as usual, and the other group replaced the fats they ate throughout the day with walnuts. The results were very revealing. The group that ate a significant amount of walnuts increased the number of beneficial bacteria in their intestines. For example, a bacterium roseburia, which protects the inner lining of the intestines, and other beneficial bacteria that improve the cardiovascular system and reduce blood pressure. Regular consumption of walnuts is good for the heart and blood vessels and reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, helps restore metabolism and normalize lipid metabolism, strengthens the immune system and increases resistance to negative external factors, normalizes blood sugar levels, and prevents the appearance of cholesterol plaques, normalizes blood pressure, reduces the level of harmful cholesterol, prevents the development of anemia, and fills the body with energy, has an antioxidant and rhinoprotective effect, has a positive effect on the thyroid gland and the synthesis of hormones, stimulates the brain, improves memory, helps to combat stress, improves the function of the genitourinary system, slows down the aging process, restores the intestinal flora, eliminates dysbacteriosis, and improves the function of the gastrointestinal tract, positive effect on hair and nails, improves skin condition. The useful properties of walnuts for women are indisputable. Especially these fruits are useful for pregnant women, because during pregnancy all the resources of the body are aimed at carrying the baby, and the expectant mother needs a powerful source of strength and energy. Nuts have a positive effect on the reproductive system and women's health in general. Walnuts and their derivatives affect women's health in the following ways: increase stress tolerance, improve brain function and memory, have a calming effect, normalize thyroid function and hormonal balance, help normalize the menstrual cycle, making menstruation less painful, improve hair condition, and strengthen nails, as well as external use of walnut oil is beneficial for the skin of the face, reduce the risk of thrombosis and varicose veins. The high content of folic acid in walnuts improves reproductive health. The properties of walnuts are also useful during the breastfeeding period. The fruits of this tree will provide the mother and the baby with the necessary vitamins and minerals and help to form a strong immune system for the baby. This product is indispensable for lovers of high heels. The use of fruits of this plant is an excellent prevention of varicose veins, a disease that affects mostly women. Micronutrients contained in walnut kernels strengthen the vascular wall and keep veins toned. Walnuts are also good for men. It is this nut that is considered a leader in the matter of maintaining and restoring male health. Especially useful for men are considered green, immature fruits and products from them, decoctions, tinctures, sprouts. They contain vitamins and minerals necessary for the synthesis of the main male hormone, testosterone, and normalize and restore several important functions of the male body. Many doctors recommend using nuts for couples who are planning to have children. Regular use of walnuts or products from them promotes restoration of the work of the male sex glands, strengthens libido, useful for potency and improves sperm quality, reduces the risk of prostatitis and prostate adenoma. Men are more at risk of heart and vascular disease, so nutritionists recommend introducing this nut into the diet of anyone who suffers from hypertension, coronary heart disease, and various vascular problems. And how much of it should be eaten? First, a small caveat should be made. Some people are allergic to walnuts. If you have an allergy, then of course you should not force yourself in this way and you just need to find another healthy substitute. If you are not allergic, then overdoing it with walnuts is also not recommended. There is no need to eat it in buckets in too large quantities. An adult without contraindications, allergies, and intolerance to this product can eat about 10 walnuts a day in pure form. Pregnant women, a little more, about 10-12 fruits, and children from 3 years, 5-7 nuts. Walnut oil can be added as a dressing to dishes or eat 1 teaspoon 2-3 times a day with meals. Friends, write in the comments what you eat nuts and what kind of nuts you prefer. Share, it will be interesting. And now I highly recommend you to watch my other video, where I talk about the usefulness of pumpkin seeds. Thank you for your likes, comments, and subscriptions. At the bottom of the video, you will find a lot of useful information. All the best to you.